Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. Hey guys, pile 1, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We are back doing another pick a card love reading, tapping in and channeling through who you are to your person, where you currently stand with them, and what is it they want when it comes to you and their connection with you. Okay, so keep in mind it's a collective general love reading, so whatever resonates, take it, run with it, claim it if it's something you want to claim for yourself. If something isn't quite resonating or it's not landing, just drop that bit of information or that message, leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating with. I do have personal readings available, including this exact reading available as a personal, if you would like to book a personal where I'm tapping exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. All the booking details can be found in the description box below. There's a lot of readings available in the specific person category, and many of them are just $25. So go see which ones fit your needs. Pile 1, we're going to get right into your reading. You guys were drawn to the green and pink Unakite. This could be a very heart-centered connection because both green and pink are, they connect to the heart chakra, okay? Let's see who you currently are to your person. We have, reconciliation, okay? All right, so we also have new moon showing up in the reverse. We also have the 9 of Wands. And then the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. Let me see what the book has to say for reconciliation. I will say for who you are to your person, it's like, you are someone that they do want to reconcile with. We'll see what energy that is coming up under. We also have it was the right thing to do. You got me over the ex/the third party. And please don't give up on me and don't give up on us. And that's showing up right underneath the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. This might be a little bit more on the specific side. So again, if this doesn't resonate with you, just hold on. There'll be some more, there'll be some general messages coming through. Specifically though, some of you, I don't know if you had a chance to reconcile with your person and plans fell through. That doesn't mean, so the message that's coming through is like, that doesn't mean that your person didn't want to reconcile with you. The timing just wasn't right. Either it was timing or there was something against, like reconciliation just I don't know if it was an appropriate time, or maybe reconciliation wasn't appropriate. But for you, who you are to your person, and also with reconciliation coming up along with the new moon in the beginning, I mean, this reconciliation may not mean that the two of you end up back together officially. It could just be a reconciliation to have like maybe a conversation for closure. But we do have the Nine of Wands here, which talks about, you know, resilience, okay? Not giving up. This almost feels like timing might be an issue here. There might be some interferences. There's a desire to want to reconcile the connection, but for some reason your person may feel like they don't have the green light to do so. Let's see what reconciliation says in the book. I don't know if these are alphabetized, so let's see. Okay. So for reconciliation, the book says, there's something familiar in the air as your senses evoke memories that remind you of a distant recollection. You're being called to reach deep into your past as something relevant to today resides here or there. You're being called to reach deep into your past as something relevant to today resides there. There's a specific message coming through about there's sometimes your person, like they'll see memes or posts or things that remind them of you. There's a bit of nostalgia coming through in that energy that they want to, things that they come across that they wish they could share with you if you guys are not currently in communication, okay? The book continues to say this card marks an occasion of connecting with loved ones, a celebration to bring people together, and an unexpected visitor. Someone who was lost to you has sought you out. It's time to dig out old diaries, sift through photographs, and allow yourself to drift back to times gone by. Some of you have been separated from your person for a while, okay? Not all of you, but some of you. I mean, it could be as much as 10 years with the 10 of Pentacles there. That's a long time, okay? It's time to dig out old diaries. Yeah, we already talked about that. Soon, all will be revealed as you reconcile with that familiar feeling of yesteryear. And then we have a shared song reveals love, a family reunion brings joy, an old flame connects via social media, reconnecting with spirit, a loved one is sending signs. A loved one is sending signs from across the veil, okay? So yeah, there is a desire that your person has to want to reconcile with you. Some of you, your person might even be watching you guys on social media. If you have platforms, you know, publicly available, they're checking in on you. There's just an energy here though. Yeah, you guys can reconcile, but I'm not seeing necessarily where it's gonna, like, reconciliation is gonna end up in you guys, like, you know, being together happily ever after. It's neat, it's interesting to note that we have please don't give up on me and don't give up on us, as well as the Nine of Wands. Both of those are about not giving up. Still fighting, right? But not in a bad way, like fighting to keep the connection alive. So this lets me know, pile one, when it comes to your person and when it comes to their connection with you, who you are to them, they do see you in this connection as one that is worth fighting for, but maybe just not at this time. And that could just be overall, you know, maybe they just, that's how they view you. Like you know, you are someone that would be worth fighting for, okay? But with 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, it's just your person may not be in any kind of a space to be able to do that. When it comes to this connection, tell me more about it was the right thing to do. Did they pursue another connection? This feels more, though, because we have it was the right thing to do, clarified by the Two of Cups. It feels like timing. The desire for a new beginning is there, but there's something about timing, okay? And your person saying, like, you know, they want to reconcile, but something just doesn't feel like it's time yet. And they want to reconcile, but they want to do it when the timing is right, when it feels like it's the right thing to do. There may be something interfering in this connection, whether it's distance, just time, maybe a lot of time has passed, maybe other connections are in the way. We do have here, it says, you got me over my ex / the third party. Tell me about please don't give up on me and give up on us. Whoa. I got the Four of Wands showing up in the reverse. This is going to be a very specific message for those of you where there are third parties involved. That's pretty much what's needing to be weighted. But that's what's getting in the way, is like a third party connection, another marriage, another relationship. And it's like your person is saying, don't give up on them in the connection. If there is a third party situation going on, it's like that connection with the third party it's not working out big time. Okay. We got the Four of Wands showing up in the reverse. And then we also have the Tower clarifying that there's a breakup happening somewhere. Okay. And for those of you where this isn't a third party situation, this could just simply be like, yeah, things are breaking down between the two of you, with the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, things have broken down. But the thing about the Tower, that happens for a reason. It happens to shake up everything that was built on unsolid ground, unstable ground. It was built on a faulty foundation, and so the Tower comes along and it shakes everything up, and everything that was built on very shaky ground, it gets reduced to rubble. But the good thing about that is, ground zero, you get to build it back up, more on purpose. A lot of the times we get into connections with people, and the foundation of that connection is built kind of haphazardly and not on purpose, right? And so the Tower comes along, it's like, no, we're going to zap this down, get your attention, show you what this connection is really made out of, get it down to the bare bones, strip it down to the foundation, even dig that foundation out, and then you have, the ability at that point, if you want to completely rebuild it from scratch, right? The way that you really want it to go. And so the Tower can be a blessing. And so, even both of those could be true for you, in any of your situation. If you have a third party, even if there is no third party, both of those could be true at the same time. Okay. And for those of you where a third party energy is active here, your person is letting you know, like, you specifically got them over that third party. You might have a very big role to play in somehow, whether it's directly or indirectly, have influence or impact on the dissolution of that marriage or that, third party relationship or that connection or whatever. Okay. Your person is seeing, so let me double check with that Two of Cups. And so now I'm just seeing what we've seen. It's like, especially if there was a third party and there's comparisons going through here, it's like your person is seeing union with you as the right thing to do, right? They may have gone on a different path, and after being on that different path for a while, now they're realizing that was not the path that I shouldn't say should. Every experience that we go through, there's always lessons to be gained, chances to clean up the proverbial mirror, right? And so it's not that all is lost, but it could be one of those things where it made your person realize where they feel they truly belong. Okay, let's see. The Two of Cups. Is this about their connection with pile one? Yes. Okay. Yeah. And so they are feeling, for whatever reason now, like they do want to reconcile because you are the connection that they feel like you are where they feel like they should be. Again, for those of you where third parties are active, they feel like they may feel like they made a mistake over there. Okay. Things are breaking down over there. And your person appears energetically that they do have the desire to want to spin the block when it comes to you in this connection. with an actual reconciliation, okay, with that Two of Cups that we saw. They feel, and for those of you where you're not hearing from your person, they're not making moves to reconcile, it's because they want to do it the right way this time, okay? And that meaning, if they are in a third party connection, they need to wrap things up over there. Let's see, where do you stand with them? Where does pile one currently stand with their person? Your person, pile one, is not, they still have a lot of fight left in them when it comes to this connection. This is a connection that they would fight for to maintain, okay? Just again, now it doesn't seem like it's the time with the new moon in the reverse and the Ten of Pentacles. Let's see, where you stand with your person. Where does pile one currently stand with their person? We got abundance. It says keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude and bliss. So where you stand with your person, pile one, you have the ability, okay, it's there. The ability is there for you to have the kind of connection and the kind of relationship dynamic with your person that you want to have. It's there. Okay, so you're being guided to like keep a positive mindset. You can manifest exactly what you want. The way to do that is through, you know, keeping your mind trained on gratitude, things that you're appreciative of when it comes to your person. A lot of times we can get stuck on things that aren't the way that we want them to be. It's like switch your focus and start training your mind and your nervous system to focus only on the things about your connection. Even if, you know, all you have to be thankful for is knowing that your person still thinks about you. Start there, right? Because what you focus on is what grows. And if you're focused on what you're not getting from your person, how much time has passed and stuff like that, you're going to get more of that. So start to train your mind, your subconscious and your nervous system, which are all part of your you know, part of what I call your manifester, right? Your manifesting machine, by way of just gratitude. What are you appreciative of? And stay focused there as much as you can, right? Where does pile one currently stand with their person? Hand of Cards. Yeah, there is some risk that your person is associated, and that's coming out on top of that Nine of Wands. We have the Hand of Cards. It says take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, and gambling. So there might be some things that your person is keeping you in the dark about, okay, especially with that new moon showing up in the reverse. They may not, and that might be why they're not reaching out to you yet. They're not reconciling things with you yet, because there's still some things that your person, they're not ready yet to reveal, or they just may not want to bring you into the middle of whatever it is that is getting or interfering in this connection, whether it's like a romantic third party or not, okay? If it's not romantic, like if the third party isn't romantic, it could be, you know, your person's finances here with the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse getting in the way. It's a very unstable financial situation. Where does pile one stand with their person? Talking. Yeah, your person wants to talk. I was already picking up on that. This is interested, conversing more, awaited text message or awaited message arrives. For some of you, that's specifically a text, okay? It says text, call, email, and hoovering. Yeah, for some of you, your person is, you know, lurking on your social media. They might be hiding though, okay? Trying to hide at least maybe under, you know, incognito accounts or something like that. But yeah, your person is wanting to get together with you and, you know, have a conversation at least. They definitely want the line of communication to be open and or to remain open between the two of you. Let me find out what's going on with the Hand of Cards. Why is this here? Tell me more about the Hand of Cards. There's something about your person feels very, yeah, there's something that makes them feel restless, could be there, but there's an uneasiness. There it is. A lack of ease that your person feels when it comes to you in this connection for some reason. And again, it could just be because external third party energy is getting in the way. Okay, conflicting. There's like, what do they call that? A conflict of interest. There is, I am picking up heavily on third party energy here. Again, it's not always romantic, okay? You're going to know if that's the case, if it is romantic third party. And it could also be something going on with your person's finances. Both things could be true, okay? But for some reason where you stand with your person, they are associating a lot of risk with this connection. It's not necessarily anything that has them in a panic, right? But there's something that it makes your person feel uneasy when it comes to you in this connection at this point in time, okay? But your person is wanting to talk about things. Let's find out. Talking. Tell me more about talking. Oh, okay. I take that back. There's a Nine of Swords. That's panic, okay? That's worry, that's anxiety. But I will say that is clarifying, though, the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, this can be talking about, again, your person's finances, trying to save a sinking ship. That could also talk about, you know, a long-term third-party relationship or a marriage that your person is in that's crumbling as we speak, okay? But your person just seems to be overall and feeling anxious. But I am going to say, you are not the one making them feel anxious, because this is clarifying this third row over here, which, you know, is all talking about third party energies, whether it's business, romantic, marriage, whatever, okay? That's where a lot of their panic and their worry and their anxiety is going towards. And that may be what they want to talk to you about specifically, because this is, that is what they want to talk to you about. There is some anxieties that your person has when it comes to you and the connection, but it feels like it's more so tied to what may be affecting your guys' connection. I hope that makes sense. Is this anxiety tied more to third party energies, whether it's romantic or not? This Nine of Swords. Yes and no. They're afraid of how you might. There's something that your person needs to reveal to you, is what it feels like, that they're not yet revealing to you. They're a little bit worried about how you might take it. Or this could also be talking about the Queen of Wands in the reverse, can be talking about how the third party is going to take it. Now, I will say your person is they're not hung up on the third party. It says so right here. You got me over my ex and the third party. What they're afraid of is the response. The Queen of Wands in the reverse can be very jealous, very egotistical, conceited, and, you know, they can have a tendency to lash out. Okay, so your person is afraid of someone's response here. To whatever they're anxious about it. Is this Queen of Wands? Is this pile one, or is this the third party? Pile one or the third party? This is the third party. They're worried about how the third party is going to react. Whether it's, you know, how like the business is gonna, you know, respond energetically or whatever. I don't know. Is there something with your guys' connection, if it's not a third party romantic connection, is there something with your guys' connection that might impact your guys' financial situation? Not your situation, but your person's financial situation. I will say your person is worried about a third party energy, whether that's a person, business, finances, whatever. Okay. There's unfinished business when it comes to that third party. We'll just leave it at that. Let's see what they want. What does pile one's person want? What do they want with pile one and their connection with pile one? Oh, depression, but it's showing up in the reverse. They want to feel better about things. I feel like that could be overall too. For those of you where a third-party romantic connection or a third-party person is getting in the way, they want to cut that person out. They want to cut the cord on that person. They want to remove that person's ability to have any influence and or impact on your guys' connection, okay? For those of you where that resonates, let me give me one more. And to generalize it, what your person is wanting is they just want to cut out any kind of an influence that is negatively impacting your guys' connection. This almost feels like your person is wanting to clean things up, like in their life and around them. That's kind of what they desire. That's like ideally, that's what they would do, right? Before they reconcile with you, they would get everything that could serve as a barrier to you and your person having a harmonious reconciliation and working things out harmoniously. Cut those things out before they reconcile. Let me get one more. There are energies here that your person is missing you, okay? Oh, wow. Yeah, and then we had 3. I wasn't going to keep it, but I'm like, let me look at it real quick. We got new cycle, third party, and knowing the path. And it's like that third party keeps getting in the way, right? Your person, here's a new cycle, there's new beginnings. That's what your person wants. Your person does want, they do want a new beginning with you. But there's a third party energy interfering and getting in the way. A possible love triangle for those of you where that resonates, knowing the path. This is your person. It's like they want to be on the right track, right? For what it is they want with you in the connection. They want to align with you. They want to align with the path that includes you on it. But they keep getting derailed. It's almost like they know the third party is going to get in the way. And they already are for many of you. All right, pile 1. That was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, take a moment, if you would, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And also become part of the family simply by subscribing. And I'll see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, pile 1. What's going on, pile 2? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Michelle. We're doing a Pick a Card Love reading, tapping in and channeling through where you stand with your person, who are you to your person, and what are they wanting when it comes to you and their connection with you. Okay, so keep in mind this is a collective general love reading, so you know, whatever resonates, you can do whatever you want with it. Claim it if it's stuff that's worth claiming, or you know, if it's something isn't quite landing, just drop that bit of information or that message and leave it behind for the people that it's resonating with. Okay, I have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. And just check the description box below. That's where all the booking details are at. I even have this exact reading in this exact format available as a personal, and there's a lot of other specific person readings available. Many of them are just $25, so go see which ones fit your guys' needs. Okay, let's see, you guys were drawn to the Sunset Sodalite. I had to put the other one up, my bad. You guys were drawn to the Sunset Sodalite. Let's see, let's find out overall, who are you to your person? We got Truth. We also have the Page of Wands in the reverse, Death in the reverse, Queen of Swords in the reverse. Man, this could be both of you, but at least one person in this connection might be having a difficult time really just speaking their truth, coming from a space in this connection that is authentic. But this feels more like not feeling like, not expressing, right? Not coming from an authentic space. Let's see what else we have. Okay, we have I'm not a safe space for you. This is their thoughts and feelings about you. I need you and I miss you. Okay, and that's coming out right underneath death in the reverse. Whatever the case may be here with you guys, pile 2, your person doesn't necessarily want this connection to be over. It feels like that might be on the table when it comes to this connection, but there's a resistance to that with death in the reverse. Let's see what truth has to say. Truth, yeah. Okay. It says, be honest, not only with others, but also with yourself. It's time to face facts, otherwise the truth may be revealed in a way you may not wish it to be. For the truth will come out, it always does. Better that you confess sooner rather than later in order to avoid a bigger confrontation than you can handle. Remember that when you keep the truth from others or speak untruthfully, your energy lowers and your light fades. It's time to release the heavy burden of secrecy. However, if you've been deliberately misled, remember that no one deserves to be in your life if they think that you aren't worthy enough to be told the truth. Let the truth set you free. This also says, magical meaning says, check in with and trust your intuition. Someone is hiding something from you. Admit the truth before someone else does and live and speak your truth. And then seeing like, yeah, there's something being withheld here because we got the Page of Wands in the reverse and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. The Queen of Swords, that can point more towards the feminine energy in this connection. There's a message coming through that you might be feeling the need to withhold your truth as a way to try and keep the peace. If that's the case, and this may be more on the specific side, there's energies here that's like, if you withhold your truth, no matter what it is, it's going to, you know, anytime you have to suppress whatever your truth is, it's going to come back around to bite you, okay? Now, of course, this is a general reading, so take everything within context. If you are in any kind of a situation where, with your person where speaking the truth would threaten, you know, not only your peace, but like your like would actually threaten you, then of course, you know, use discretion when deciding to speak your truth, okay? But for who you are to your person, they may feel like they have to keep something from you. Especially with the Queen of Swords in the reverse, there's something that they're not wanting to tell you because they could be fearing your response, okay? We also have relenting because you keep pressuring me, not because it's what I want. And so you could very well, your person could feel very intimidated by you, okay? They could be in the hot seat for many of you. Your person could definitely be in the hot seat. With the Page of Wands in the reverse, this almost feels like, you know, you guys aren't even flirting. There could be a lot of conflict in this connection at this point in time. There's not flirting. There's not any like positive interactions happening between the two of you. Things could be really rocky when it comes to you guys. A message coming through, they're saying that regardless of regardless of how bad things have been or things have gotten, they do miss you and they do need you, okay? And of course that's showing up right underneath the death in the reverse. Your person is not necessarily done with this connection, but there does seem to be at least some very uncomfortable conversations that are needing to happen when it comes to this connection. Let me find out. Let's see. Your person wants you to know, pile 2, that they are not a safe space for you. They could have a bit of a wandering eye. They could be a bit of a flirt. Tell me more about I'm not a safe space for you. That's for the time being, and they don't know how to rectify that. And it could be that they're not a safe space for you because there's something that they feel they need to figure out. What's this Two of Wands about? Yeah, they're confused. They don't even know. There's something that your person is needing to figure out, but they're having a difficult time because this almost feels like your person feeling like there might be a decision that they're needing to make, a choice that needs to be made, and there is fear and confusion attached to that. You know, very well it could be because, like, of course, when you follow one path, it completely blocks off the other. And so there's something here, you know, your person knows they need to make a choice. They know, you know, they need to get moving in a certain direction, but they don't know. Okay, they're looking at their choices, and it seems like there are two here, right? And it's like, no matter what path they take, they're going to lose or sacrifice something, okay? But the fact that this is, and that's why your person is saying, pile 2, they are not a safe space for you, because they don't yet know about, you know, there's a decision, I guess, that has something to do with you, or that's going to impact you. They don't know if you are part of that choice. They don't know. But they do miss you, that they're saying, okay? With relenting because you keep pressuring me, there's something that you want when it comes to this person in this connection, okay? And your person is willing or has been willing to give you what you want, but it's not for your person. That might be where the truth thing, like, your person's not being authentic with you, like, they'll relent because you pressure them, not because it's really what they want, at least at this point in time. I don't know if you know that with the Queen of Swords being in the reverse here, pile 2. And that might be another reason why your person is saying that they're not a safe space for you, is because, like, the two of you are not really on the same page. You know, now this is your person saying, if you give it to me like an ultimatum, I'll give you what you want, but it's gonna, you know, it could possibly make things very intense in a bad way between the two of you. Your person could end up, you know, resenting you for making them feel like they have to choose before they are ready. Okay, now again, this is from their perspective. I'm not telling you to hold on or, you know, to relax on your morals or whatever the case may be. This is just coming from their perspective. Okay. Relenting because you keep pressuring me, not because it's what I want. Tell me more about that. There's a message coming through too, like for who you are to your person, where once there used to be a lot of banter and flirtation and fun and lightheartedness, and things have gone cold, really cold, between you guys in this connection. And for many of you, your person misses that part of your guys' dynamic. The part where things were flirty and fun and warm and all that good stuff, okay? But with the Page of Wands, though, that is also very non-committal, okay? There's a specific message coming through. Your person misses, like, the way things were in the very beginning of your guys' connection. Things have seemed to kind of, like, progress, but not in a good way. All right, we go from the Page of Wands in the reverse to the Queen of Swords in the reverse. That's a very what do they call that? It's a sharp contrast of energies here. It's like the connection itself has lost its steam, it's lost its wind, it's lost the fuel, the passion, the fire, and stuff like that, and it's been replaced with a lot of iciness. Relenting because you keep pressuring me, not because it's what I want. For some of you, you know, your person may have needed or felt like they needed time, right? Time to figure something out. And for whatever reason, like, you didn't want to give that to them, or you maybe turned it into a way where it was bad, like, fine, I'll give you all the time and space that you need, we're breaking up, or something like that, right? The Queen of Swords in the reverse can be a very mean-spirited energy. And of course, you know, I mean, if that is the energy that you're in, you know, there's two sides to every story. And very often, a lot of times, you know, relationships can bring out either the worst in people or the best, right? And this connection could be bringing out the worst in you guys, like you and your person. But with the Two of Swords in the reverse, clarifying, relenting because you keep pressuring me, there's something that your person blocked off, like, you know, no, I don't want that. And that could be a number of things, like, I don't want to do that, I don't want that experience, that's not where I want things to go. But, you know, in the face of an ultimatum, it's like, okay, I'll relent because you want me to. It's not what I want. Like, if I had the ability to choose myself and I knew I wasn't going to lose you, that's not what I would choose freely for myself, okay? But, you know, that could mean that your person is too afraid to lose you. And so, you see what I'm saying? But it's not, your person isn't coming from an authentic space, you know, with truth here. There's this thing, like, who you are to your person. There's this energy coming through of them needing to be real with themselves as well as with you. And maybe that could be for you as well, pile 2, okay? Let's see where you stand with them currently. We have I like you, but it kind of wanted to come out in the reverse. So I do feel like, okay, overall, your person they can like you, right? This is someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun, flirting, wanting to date. Okay, I see what the deal is, because the Page of Wands is in the reverse. Sometimes your person likes you, sometimes they don't, okay? For the most part, they do like you, which is not a bad thing, okay? If you know, in all relationships, there needs to be you know, I should say close, intimate relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, marriages and stuff. There needs to be a base of friendship. And in order to be somebody's friend, you got to genuinely like who they are as a person. And so that's a good thing that your person is coming through, especially if you guys have had some difficult times with each other, some really mean-spirited fights, or you giving them the cold shoulder, or someone here going really cold. You know, your person is saying, despite all of that, I like you. I still like you as a person. The foundation of that friendship is still there, but you guys are not getting along, is what it feels like, right? There's not a lot of peace in this connection, because it does feel like there's two people in this connection who aren't being true to themselves, okay? And anytime you're not operating from an authentic space and you're not being true to yourself, you're not going to have peace, period, no matter what it is you're doing, okay? Pile 2, where does pile 2 currently stand with their person? I'm hearing Bad Blood by Taylor Swift, and I don't know a lot about that song, but I do know it talks about bad blood between two people, right? And that song is coming through. So you guys are probably at odds right now. And yeah, and that goes back to say, like, in the because I think in the song, it says, like, in the beginning, we used to have mad love. Like, there was mad love between the two of you, and now it's bad blood, right? Yeah. Let's see, where does pile, so yeah, for where you stand with your person, right now you guys are not getting along. There might even be some bad blood between the two of you. Where does pile 2 currently stand with their person? But regardless of that, again, pile 2, your person is saying, I still like you as a person. They still would consider you a friend, somebody that they would, you know what, you see what I'm saying? They still like you as a person. They still would have fun flirting with you. They still would want to date you, even though you guys are going through some very difficult times right now, for those of you where that resonates. Pile 2, where does pile 2 currently stand with their person? Self-indulgence. Focusing on self. This is focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. If you guys are in separation, yeah, your person could just be spending this time alone or time apart from you, just focusing on their self. maybe even doing shadow work, trying to figure out how to appreciate themselves. And this could be your person, like there is a call for both of you to operate from your authentic spaces, right? And what that would look like for you, you know, and this isn't advice, this is just an example, okay? What that would look like for you, pile 2, is if you know your person isn't ready to take things to the next level, for you to stop and ask and be like, okay, this being what the reality is, am I okay with this person wanting to keep things the way that they are? Or if you knowing that your person doesn't want that, but would kind of, what do they call that? They would give it to you begrudgingly. If you gave them an ultimatum, would you truly be okay with that? And no shade, whatever the answer is, right? This is just, you know, a call to both of you to live more authentically within your guys' your guys' connection, within the actual connection, right? And so, you know, I said all that to say this. It feels like your person heard the call. Like they're also being called to be more from an authentic space. So for your person, it's like if your person knows that the only way that they're going to be able to keep you in their life is to go against what it is they really want just to appease you. For them to be authentic, it would be for them to hold their boundary and be like, no, that really is not what I want, right? I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. I don't, whatever the case may be. They're hearing the call too, okay, with the self-indulgence there. To come from a more authentic space. And that's how you know you do really love and appreciate yourself, when yes, you will acknowledge, you know, that you're in a connection and you acknowledge the desires and the needs of other people, and you don't sacrifice your needs if it is absolutely not something that you're wanting, right? Let's get one more. Where does pile 2 currently stand with their person? Ascending. This says transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. Yeah, that does feel like something that your person is wanting. But you guys are at odds when it comes to something that feels very core value, very fundamental. At the bottom of the deck, we have the butterfly. It says relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. So, I mean, it's there. So what this is feeling, pile 2, it's like, it's not necessarily that your person isn't wanting what you want. They're just not ready for it yet, right? That's what it feels like. Like, you know, your person does have a vision of their future with you in it, but you guys might be at odds when it comes to pacing and timing, okay? What your person is saying, pile 2, they're not saying never, they're just saying not right now, right? Not at this moment. But, you know, again, that's why they are willing to relent, because they do know that they are going to want it at some point in time. They're just not ready for it right this second. And I mean, I don't know what's been going, you guys may have been going through with this with your person for a minute. That's for you guys to discern, right? All right, let's find out what they want when it comes to you in this connection with you for pile 2. What do they want? Mental prison. Overthinking, creating scenarios. It also says thinking of you a lot. Yeah, they don't want things between the two of you to be over. You're on their mind a lot, and this almost feels like they wouldn't change that, right? They like, to some degree, thinking about you, you know? Let's see, let's get a couple more. What does pile 2's person want with pile 2? We got knowing the path. It says aligning with your purpose, accepting your story, on the right track. So they want you guys to get on the same page and be on the right track together. And for what they're wanting with you and their connection with you, they're wanting for both of you to, like, they want things between the two of you to get on track, right? To get on the right track. One more. What does pile 2's person want with pile 2 and their connection with pile 2? Divine intervention. Okay, this is angels are helping, trust the divine plan, and believe in miracles. So there's some, I don't know what it is. Feel free to share in the comments, you know, what this might be, because there's something you're wanting from this person, and in order for your person to step into that or to provide that for you, they almost feel like it's going to take divine intervention, and they're actually welcoming that. Okay, I don't know what that is. That's pretty much what your person is saying. It's like they might even tell you, pile 2, that they want the same things that you do, but for some reason now is not the time. And it's almost like, you know, your person feeling like in order to fulfill that role or to give you what it is you want, they're going to need some kind of divine help with that. Even, you know, even miracles. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we have extravagant gestures. This is gestures from the heart, walking the talk and making it up to you. Yeah, they want to. Like, if they've ever made you promises, they want to follow up on those. They meant what they said. Like, if your person told you they want to, you know, they want to marry you, they want a family with you, this, that, and the other, they meant that. But there's something about, like, timing, conditions not being favorable, okay, stuff like that. Pile 2, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, take a moment, if you would, smash the like button for me. It's a beautiful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile, let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you have not already done so, simply by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 2, I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye guys. Pile 3, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading. We are tapping in and channeling through your person's, who you are to your person, where you stand with them, and what is it that they want with you when it comes to you and their connection with you. Okay, you guys, so I am rubbing something on my hands. For those of you, I don't know why I have I have the inkling to do this. For those of you, if you want to test out your psychic smell, I think they call that clairalience. Tell me if you can smell the fragrance that I just put on my hands, okay? In the description, in the comments box below, okay? And I'll let you know if you're on track and even what it is. All right, so anyway, I have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. Just check the description box below. All the booking details are there. You can get this exact reading in this exact format as a personal. You can also get a lot of other specific person readings available that are only like $25. So go check them out, you guys, okay? Let's see, pile 3. We're on pile 3. You guys were drawn to, let's see, the purple Charoite. Let's find out who you are to them. We have friendship. Okay. Who is pile 1 to their person? We got a high priestess. We also have 9 of Pentacles. What is this? The Hierophant. And then we also have the Chariot. Hierophant's in the reverse and the Chariot's in the reverse. Well, let's see what their thoughts and feelings. We were moving too fast, wound mates. We also have I want the same as you. Let me see what friendship has to say real quick. This could be a very non-traditional connection that the two of you guys have. So we were moving too fast, wound mates, and I want the same as you. There's also energies here. This could have been something that was more committed, that, you know, I don't want to say got demoted, but it's not committed in the same way that it was before. This could be, you know, like, in other words, you could have been married to this person and now it's kind of gone down to like a situationship, something like that. Okay, that's not going to be for everybody, but that is an energy coming through. We have, let's see, Pisces energy, Taurus energy, Cancer energy. Let's see what friendship has to say. We all need friends, and a good friend is a rare jewel that sometimes is hard to come by. Spending time with somebody who knows you better than others, whom you can count on, and whose company you enjoy is a gift in itself. Instead of shutting people out of your life, try to open up a little more. There's nothing more therapeutic than having a catch up or a good belly laugh with someone you trust. Friends add to the fullness of life. It's time to reach out and embrace an authentic relationship with somebody who has your best interest at heart. And so no matter so for who you are to your person, now I'm not saying yet that this is all they see you as, but I mean, for some of you, you could legitimately just, you and this person can be friends, right? Regardless of whatever your guys' history or your past has been, you know, that might be why the Hierophant's in the reverse. You know, you could have been married at some point or together long term. Now you're not. Now you're just kind of like, you know, living as friends, maybe even co-parenting very well. With the Chariot in the reverse, though, it's like nothing's moving forward here. There's not a lot of energy going into this connection. In fact, with the Nine of Pentacles, it says independence, and that's the single card, right? There may be a lot of unspoken things going on between the two of you, but the energy of itself, it's like the two of you are not together. This is the energy. I'm not talking about what might be spoken, okay? There's a lot, I shouldn't say a lot, but I have known of people where, you know, they might say they're committed in a relationship, but they don't live that way. That, again, could be the Hierophant in the reverse. Or, you know, you guys could just be, you could have a very non-traditional connection with your person, okay? But for most of you, you guys are single, you're not with this person. There's a lot that's unspoken between the two of you at this point in time with the High Priestess, okay? But the High Priestess knows. So there's not a lot of, you know, there's not a lot that's spoken, but you just, you know, right? With we were moving too fast and wound mates, you guys probably did trigger each other a lot. And maybe the two of you just feel like you're better off being friends because things didn't work out trying to take things to the next level. Or that's just how your person feels. Like you're better off being friends. Because things just, you know, they don't work out trying to make it anything more. But for who you are to your person, they trust you. They see you as a good friend, or that you could be a good friend, or you would make a good friend. And they know that you would have their best interests at heart, or that you do have their best interests at heart, right? We also have, the book says, someone is trying to reach out. You've underestimated somebody's loyalty. Let go and trust. Confide in somebody you can trust. Your soul partner has arrived. Yeah. You know, loyalty might be a thing, and that might be why your person feels like you guys are better off being friends. Maybe they feel like they couldn't live up to your standards, or they weren't able to give you what you wanted as a romantic partner. But I mean, you know, with the friendship card here, you are somebody they genuinely care about. They really do. They see you, and like you guys thrive individually. You don't thrive together though, right? Tell me about the Chariot. What's going on with the Chariot? Oh, yeah, you know, and if you are the Queen of Wands, or you're the feminine energy in this dynamic, this is, you know, I feel like you're okay, like in the dynamic, you know, not to say that you maybe don't have preferences, but it's like, if this is where it's going to be, you're completely fulfilled. Look at that. That's beautiful energy. We got the Nine of Cups in the upright position and the Queen of Wands. You're self-fulfilled. And the Nine of Pentacles is here. You're good, pile 3. And this is how your person sees you. This is who you are to them. They see you very much as being self-sourced. Like whatever it is you could ever ask them for, they know that you can get it for yourself. Like, right? Like you don't need compliments. You might, you appreciate compliments, but it's like you don't need compliments in order to thrive. You thrive anyway, and it is because you're thriving that you receive compliments. I hope that makes sense. And that works for many other different things too. But, you know, for who you are to your person, you know, with this Chariot in the reverse, it's like this connection had to stop going in the direction that it was going in order for you to thrive, pile 3. Like you were not thriving with this person, or there was a certain dynamic with your person. So this is for everyone. I don't know if I don't know if there's a split energy here. Your person could be saying that you guys are just better off as friends because they can see, or they're predicting that if you guys tried to make it anything more, it would throw you out of your energy, or you would not be thriving. You thrive a lot better in your own energy than trying to add this person's energy to it or something. Yeah, because your person is saying we were moving too fast. So you guys were probably on different pages about pacing, but there's also something about the connection itself that just didn't seem to really work out. You know, in a specific dynamic, but it works out as friends, or it works out as coworkers, or it works out as, you know, co-parenting, or something like that. Let me find out what's going on with I want the same as you. Timing, change. Tell me more about the Wheel of Fortune. You know, there's almost an energy here like your person's saying, and I feel like they are largely contributing to this Hierophant in the reverse. One of the things that's coming up can be somebody who may just inherently be interested in, like, you know, polyamorous types of connections, or connections where open, you know, keeping an open relationship is allowed, and what do they call that? Ethical non-monogamy, right? And the other person is not. Like, you got one person that wants to practice ethical non-monogamy, and then the other person is not down for that. They're like, I'm not polyamorous, I'm monogamous, that's what I want. And that might be what it is with the Hierophant in the reverse. It's not traditional. It's very not conforming, right? The Hierophant in the reverse can even talk about not getting married, or the dissolution of a marriage, or something like that. It's like you guys were going in a specific kind of a direction, and it feels like the brakes were, you know, someone here hit the brakes on it, and you guys are like, you know, now kind of maybe still doing life somewhat together, but not as like a romantic couple. Tell me more about the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I mean, with the Wheel of Fortune clarifying, I want the same as you. Oh, wow. Okay. Look at that. We do have the Four of Wands, and we also have the Eight of Wands. I mean, so there's a desire for reconciliation. There's a desire for reunion here. There's a desire, you know, the Four of Wands doesn't necessarily have to talk about the union and the marriage card, although a lot of people do see it as a soulmate card because of 1111. Your person is saying they wanted things to work out too. Like, they want, like, ideally, it's like you guys were on the same page at some point, but then it just kind of got to be very evident that there's some fundamental differences in maybe how you did things versus how they did things that just weren't going to work out, but they still wanted that with you. You know, definitely wanting some kind of change when it comes to this connection. You know, fast change with the Eight of Wands, right? You guys could be missing each other. The Four of Wands can talk about celebration, can talk about victory, can talk about, you know, a happy homecoming. You know, that might be something both of you, you know, I don't know if one of you is like away from home or something like that, and it's like both of you guys want to get together and reconcile, even if it's as friends, right? There is a desire here to maybe want to reconcile, patch things up, just see each other again, you know, have fun. The Four of Wands, though, if that's talking about a meeting, can talk about just meeting up in a group, right? Not the strongest of energies, but it is there. What's going on with wound mates? Actually, I want to see what's going on with we were moving too fast. Ooh, I gotta take that off. The Lovers. Okay. Yeah, I feel like your person is the one that kind of, you know, most of the energy is on them pumping the brakes, because it was moving too fast towards this Hierophant energy, towards marriage, towards exclusivity, towards a monogamy, towards traditional, and your person was just like, maybe ideally, like intellectually, they thought that's what they wanted, but then as you get more into the actual experience, it's like, hold on, I really don't know if this is what I want. It's kind of like that kind of a vibe. But I feel, pile 3, you're okay. You know, we saw you in the Queen of Wands in the upright, the Nine of Cups in the upright. We got the Nine of Pentacles here in the upright. We have the High Priestess. It's like, you know, you're fine. Everything is fine. You know. And I feel like you know that because it's like, it's not a you thing. You know that, you know, what they want to do or not want to do when it comes to you in this connection is not a direct reflection on, like, you know, your worth and your value or your deservability or your, you know, anything like that. You know you're worthy of love. You know you're worthy of having the experiences that you want to experience. It's just, you know, finding people that are on the same page, you know. And I don't know, did somebody switch up? Did somebody switch up? I am kind of picking up on that energy. It's not the strongest, but it feels like someone here may have switched up. You know, yeah, let's do this, let's, you know, get engaged, let's do blah, 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 and then, you know, I'll give you an example, just to kind of give you an idea. So I used to work for, I used to be a pharmacy technician way back in the day, and we frequently had interns come in that were going to school to be pharmacists, right? That's a you know, that those are doctors in pharmacy, pharmacology or whatever they call it. And we would, you know, regularly get interns, and, you know, that was how they would get some of their college credit and stuff. But they were working with us pharmacy techs, right? And so they were getting some real world experience back in the pharmacy. And there was one person that I worked with who had, you know, when you're at the point of interning, I think you've already gone through school like 2 or 3 years, right? I think, or at least 4, something like that. So this person had already gone through a lot of their schooling to become a pharmacist, a doctorate in pharmacy. But when he actually got into and actually started working in the environment, he realized that that actually was not what he wanted to do. Like, he got into pharmacy and he thought he was going to like it. He thought it was what he was wanting. He thought that was the path that he was going to want to take. But when he actually got back there, he was like, no, this isn't anything like, you know, you see what I'm saying? It's something similar to that. And that's probably, and I feel like that, you know, that's why you're in such a good head and a heart space when it comes to this person and this connection, because you're not taking it personally. You're not making it mean anything personal about you. All right. Pile 3's person, where does pile 3 currently stand with them? Soulmates. Okay. Let me get a couple more out, because there we go, passion. Yeah, okay. I was picking up on some energy. I wanted to make sure I got some, the runner, the Grim Reaper. Okay, listen. Now, your person isn't saying never, okay? In terms of like this Hierophant in the upright position and that Chariot in the upright position. But right now, for some reason, your person is like, not at this time. You probably know that too. I have a feeling you know a lot of the stuff that's coming out in this reading. You already know that. So you're just doing your own thing, and you're letting your person do their own thing. And this could just be you guys just like understanding and realizing, especially, you know, with this wound mate's energy here, and knowing like, okay, maybe we were moving too fast. Let's slow it down, take it step by step or whatever, right? Because we do have soulmates here, which says soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. We also have passion that says insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. So you got, you know, for where you stand with your person, they do have fun with you, pile 3, okay? We also have the runner. So this is runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy. Yeah, so your person is the runner in this connection. And that came out with the Grim Reaper. So the relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. But that did come out with the Runner. So there's almost this energy here of, you know, if you guys did go from being like a couple, like a romantic couple, like whatever the case may be, and you took it back down to friendship or just down to friendship, it's working there. It's like that's where your person feels safe. There, you might have even noticed that, like if you are legitimately friends with your person and you're no longer romantically, you know, connecting to them right now, you might be noticing that it's like, oh, now, you know, they're responding to your texts a lot better than they used to. You guys are just getting along a lot better than you used to. Your person, in whatever relationship dynamic that you have with them right now, they're not feeling triggered to run, okay? I am feeling like and that might be, you know, why your person might be carrying this energy of being somewhat non-conformative or non-conforming. That might be stemming from wounding. Your person may not, because I do see monogamy as another sexual preference, right? Some people are just born to prefer one person and one person only, and there are other people who are born that prefer, you know, multiple partners, right? As long as it's like ethical non-monogamy, right? But this seems like your person might be thinking they're that way, like, you know, polyamorous, or just wanting a whole lot of the options to dabble in a lot of, you know, third parties and stuff like that. But it's coming from wounding. It's not coming from that's not like what they actually want. That's for a lot of you, okay? But you're not going to know whether or not that's the case unless your person is actually doing the healing. As long as your person is operating from wounding, as long as they are being driven by wounding, your person could remain under the impression that that's a genuine desire of theirs, not understanding that that desire is coming from the wound itself and not, you know, their healed God self. Like, you know, authentically, that wouldn't be what they want. You know, they're craving attention, they're craving validation, they're craving novelty, but that's not coming from a healed space. I hope that makes sense. Let's find out what they want when it comes to you in this connection. Like if your person were to heal that wounding, a lot of you, your person would actually, the energies here with the Hierophant and the Chariot would flip in the upright position, and it could be something a lot more traditional and monogamous if that's what you're after, right? Not everybody is like that. Some people are legitimately just non-monogamous, and that's okay, right? There's nothing wrong with that. As long as, you know, it's being talked about, you're being transparent about it, as long as it's ethical. Let's get a few more. But these energies down here with we were moving too fast and wound mates is, yeah, that's why this makes me believe that your person, they're not authentically, it's not their healed space that prefers a lot of different third parties or non-monogamy. It's coming from an unhealed space. If they were healed, they would probably prefer it, okay, monogamy. They prefer monogamy. They're a lot more traditional than we probably think. Let's see. What do they want? Pile 3's person. What does pile 3 want with... What is pile 3 person? What do they want with pile 3 and their connection with pile 3? What do they want with pile 3 and their connection with pile 3? Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Friendship, you guys, okay? We have foolish, we have heartbreak, and we have unvalued. At the bottom of the deck, we do have beauty. So your person is recognizing your Queen of Wands energy. Queen of Wands is very beautiful, magnetic, attractive inside and out, right? Energetically attractive, not just physical, but your person is commenting on your physical beauty as well. They are physically attracted to you, and to them, your beauty does stand out. But when it comes to what they're wanting from you and their connection with you, it doesn't seem like they want anything more than just friendship. They don't want anything committed. They don't want anything serious. They just want to have fun. So with heartbreak, this says break up, suffering and grieving, unable to move on. Foolish says foolish choices, carelessness, not serious, playing games and tricks. Unvalued says taken for granted, unequal give and take, and not feeling appreciated. Yeah, your person is not, you know, to put that in context for this reading for what they're wanting. They just want, they want friendship. Okay, anything that's it. They want friendship. Now, like, of course, if you're gonna offer up, you know, some benefits to that, they wouldn't be against that, right? But what they're not wanting is they're not wanting anything traditional. They don't want anything. I'm gonna say it for many of you. Your person does not want a monogamous relationship. They just don't want it. Okay. For some of you, it's because they are wounded. I should say for many of you. For many of you, it is coming from a wounded space. If they were to heal that wound, we've already talked about it. If they were to heal that wound, that desire for non-monogamy would probably flip to a desire for monogamy, right? Your person is just not in a space. They don't desire to give to the connection in the way that, I should say, to a romantic connection, right? And I feel like you know that. And I feel like you don't really have a problem with that for many of you, because you already know that this is coming from, like, it's not a you thing. It's not a you problem. You know you're the you know you're that Queen of Wands energy, pile 3, and your person knows that you're that Queen of Wands energy too. And you know, if you're not in scarcity mindset when it comes to like attracting partners, then of course, you know, you're like, that's fine. I would have, you know, you may have had a preference when it came to this connection, but you're also okay just letting it go and finding somebody that just naturally aligns to what it is that you're wanting. And your person is recognizing that. Okay, but there is a little bit, tiny bit of an energy coming through pile 3 where your person is saying like maybe later on down the line, which makes me believe that your person has an inkling that their desire for non-monogamy or open relationships isn't coming from an authentic space. Like they have an inkling about that, because I can pick up where there is this energy in your person where they are kind of looking a little bit later on down the road, like if maybe they switch up or that desire for third parties changes and they would want monogamy, then they would maybe hit you up if you're still available, right? But I mean, that's a big, like, what if? All right, pile 3, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, do me a favor if you would. Smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. It's a great way to show your thanks. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you haven't already done so, simply by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. Pile 3, I'll see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys.